Well, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. It's Kishshana Palmer, and I am popping back into your feed. If you are seeing this message, that means you are a part of the BGLO 52-week fundraising challenge, where we have been raising money for a number of causes that are affecting Black people, our people. And one of our main initiatives is to answer the question, can we raise money for every single HBCU in 1 year? And so far, we have been able to raise money for 3 institutions. And this week, I am so excited to be able to share time and space with Dr. Chrite, who is the president of Bethune-Cookman University. He is the 7th president. And I had to get him on the line and he had to wrangle his schedule so we could spend some time together. So good morning, Dr. Chrite. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks so much for taking the time and giving us this opportunity to fellowship with you. So
Yes, absolutely. Now listen, Dr. Chrite, you have a ton of things going on at Bethune-Cookman. So talk to me about like what is like the most exciting thing you are wrapping your hands around. I'm sure you're like, Kishshana, there's so many things, but what's the most exciting thing that you're working on right now?
Well, you're right. I mean, there's been a lot since I arrived to the. By the way, it's the great Bethune-Cookman University.
Let me get it right. The great Bethune-Cookman.
Right,
I have to get it right, you know.
Right. No, don't. So look, I mean, obviously, in all seriousness, I came in at a really difficult time in the university's history. I came in intentionally, purposefully, precisely because it was a difficult time. And our priority at that point was to enable the institution to migrate out of crisis. Right. This was a financial crisis. This was a governance crisis. This was issues with our accreditation agency crisis, and so we had immense work to do. And I couldn't be more pleased with what we've been able to do. And so from crisis to stability, getting the institution to stability was a priority, and we were and are so close to that. The trajectory was wonderful, and then COVID hit, I know,
just ruined
right?
all the things. You were like, and then we came to a pitching halt.
I know. So we have been in sort of crisis mode, and we've had to pivot in terms of the context of the crisis and deal with COVID. So we, in an 8-day period, second week of March, our spring break, we went to a completely online distributed platform, trained up over 100 faculty members on online learning activities, and we're doing that and working to protect the balance sheet and to take care of our students and to ensure ordered hundreds of laptops like the first month just to give to our students and faculty, and trying to make sure that we can continue to support our community during this period. And so like every other organization, in the country, certainly universities, this is where we are. We have the added burden of still trying to deal with, our probation issues, and still trying to protect a vulnerable a balance sheet and ensure that the revenue streams come in and all that. So it has been an incredible journey, but I couldn't be more pleased with the progress. Our faith is strong. This is an institution that was founded on faith and is really defined by grace and providence, and so we're gonna be fine. But this has been a real test of the leadership and governance of my team and trustees. But we're up to it.
I mean, I just think that's incredible. And one of the things, you said a lot of things that we could just go down that road, but one of the things that stood out to me is that you said that you chose this opportunity intentionally. Now, lots of us see things that look like there's smoke, and we're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go over here. And you said, let me get my extinguisher. Here I come. Where's the team? Let's go. You ran toward that. What is the sort of style of your leadership and the choices you've made in your career that lead you to take on these kind of challenges? Because I think that's important for folks to understand when they're seeing how you are moving and moving the institution.
No, I appreciate that. So, I mean, I am I'm a Midwesterner by birth and temperament. I'm from Detroit, was raised in Detroit. I am a Detroiter. And I have been incredibly blessed throughout my life with my career and family and health. And look, I didn't attend an HBCU. I'd never stepped foot on BCU's campus. And in fact, before this, I was at an institution that is on the opposite end of the spectrum of a BCU. I was at a very wealthy private university in Denver, the University of Denver, privileged and pristine and very expensive. And this was an opportunity for my wife and I to come to a place for which the consequentiality of our actions was really self-evident to us. And so we have been privileged to be here. But I also want to say that we did consciously send 2 of our kids to HBCUs. Would have sent the 3rd, but he wanted to go someplace else because we believe it. Because we believe in the mission.
Yes.
We believe in what they do and their history, the connection and linkages with the legacy of this country, and so it's been great. In terms of leadership style, honestly, I've been blessed to be in senior leadership roles for a very long time, wide variety of organizations. And I think the primary thing that I would say about my style is that it requires a recognition and an affirmation of the value and the worth of every member of our community, right? And to enable them to contribute more than they think they're able to contribute, to set high standards, to treat people with dignity and respect, and to remember that this task that we're on is far bigger than any of us individually. It's not about us or our egos or what we're looking to get out of it, but it is about this legacy and this institution and these kids. And if we can coalesce around that kind of narrative, then we're going to be fine. And that's what we've tried to focus on.
And I love that. And I think that kind of rallying vision and message and being able to make it actionable is so important, particularly at an institution that has had longtime employees who are looking for like, okay, well, what are you coming in to do? And students who are like, okay, well, what's this about to be? And alumni who are like, okay, friend, what are you going to do? You know, like those are just looking at you with the big eyes, you know? So the fact that just listening to you, I was like, I feel calmer, lighter. I actually feel like I can go do this now. So I just love that, one, that you brought your wife into the decision, and because that automatically brings family into how you're going to approach your leadership. And then 2, that you got folks to really align around the fact that y'all have to be able to see the road with me, and we're going to do it together, and we're going to learn together, but we have work to do. And so I just appreciate you for that.
No, thank you. Yeah. You know, you're right. This is a very, I refer to it, Kishshana, as what I call a high context community, right? And so the esprit and the closeness and the intimacy and the engagement and the history. And so I'm a complete outsider, right? I mean, I'm not from the South, never worked in the South, never worked in the HBCU, didn't go to an HBCU.
So folks are looking at you like,
I know they were, but hopefully I've earned, earned their goodwill. They've been, the alumni and on board and faculty and staff have been amazing. And look, I think I hope they see what I'm trying to do, and where my focus is. And so that's what we're dealing with.
So I'm not an alum of an HBCU as well, which has been the most like ironic thing about leading charge, because
right.
Every week folks are like, so about my school. And I'm like, tell me why I should be excited about your school. So it's been great to like really learn about each institution. But one of the things that I've been so curious about is alumni engagement. So I know right now we are in the middle of like a huge push for giving. There are teams set up.
Right.
Folks they're raising money by class, they're raising money by organization, by their affinity to the institution. So talk to me about your like desire and your team's operationalizing that desire to get everybody involved. What
Right.
do alumni need to know and understand, and what do donors who are not alums need to
Yeah.
know and understand to kind of get
Right.
behind the work?
Right. No, I appreciate that. Well, first of all, our alumni have really stepped up over this past year. I mean, I think they would agree, and I certainly believe, and anybody who looks at the data would recognize that when you look at sort of per capita giving or the number of alumni that have contributed, it's just not been good enough. That our community and our students and this legacy deserve better. But as a member of the leadership team and as the president of the university, we really had to earn their support, and we had to begin to build the reciprocal and mutually beneficial dialogue and ability for us to engage with one another so that they can actually trust our ability to effectively and responsibly steward their resources. And we had to give them a compelling reason to want to give. And so there's some things that we need to do on this end. And I think when you talk about the level of engagement and support and interaction between my advancement office now and the alumni community, that's one of the reasons why we've really creeped up in terms of the number of percentage of alumni who are giving, because they have seen what it is they're trying to do. In terms of the rationale, I mean, look, we are a private university, a small Black university serving an extraordinarily talented and capable and creative population that is really vulnerable financially, vulnerable in terms of their preparation, and as a private institution, there is no other alternative but for alumni to affirm their love for it and to commit to it. And I would also say that the return on that investment, the investment in these young kids, I mean, look, the value proposition of VCU and institutions like it is that we consciously and effectively bridge this gap between talent and ability, which is widespread and ubiquitous, and access and opportunity, which is not, right?
Which is not.
That's what we do. And so when folks give and support us, it is so that we can extend this platform, and not just a platform in terms of access, but we say, when you come to Bethune-Cookman University and you want to major in chemistry or you want to major in computer engineering, then you will major in chemistry and computer engineering if you're willing to work. We will provide you with the one-on-one support, with the what we refer to as wraparound services, and that is why our faculty are here. I went to some great public universities, University of Michigan, University of Missouri, Michigan State, amazing places. But let's be clear. If you want to major in engineering or accounting and you can't quite cut it, what are they going to do? They're going to say, well, we're going to put you here. We're going to direct you in this. We don't do that. And so I feel very strongly about that. And so we rely on our alumni. I want them to continue to step up. This is a big test of what we're capable of together that we'll see Sunday and Monday. And I just can't say enough about the energy and support that they provided me. And I will work to continue to earn that goodwill and support over the next several years.
I love that. I love that. And what do you think young people who are coming back to campus, who are anticipating what's the new normal, what do you think their like biggest hope is, and what their biggest the anxiety bubble guts? What do you think in their belly? Their parents are feeling, coming back. Good end of
exactly. I mean, so my youngest is 21. He's here with us, and ready and anxious to get back to school and to get out of our home, and our students want to come back to a community they love. They want to come back to their friends and colleagues, and they do need to understand that there is going to be a new normal, though, right? And it isn't just the distributed platform piece, because higher education has been migrating in that direction
for while.
For a while.
Mm-hmm.
But it's how we think about connecting students with the marketplace, how we think about engaging with one another, how essential and embedded technology must become in terms of the pedagogy
Yes.
associated with higher education. And so when we think about knowledge transfer, we have to include technology there, and the students are going to have to recognize that. But look, these young folks are, as you know, they're digital natives. They're far more secure in the technology than many of us are. And so the university and our students have to sort of come together and identify the convergence and the space which works for them. But it is going to be different. We're still going to love them and support them and engage them. But it's going to have to be different.
Yes.
Certainly until we find a vaccine,
Vaccine.
right? So we're excited about what that would look like here.
Absolutely. I love that. And it's something, so I am a communications professor at a SUNY school here.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that was so interesting. So because I am on the road a lot, 2 years ago, I started moving my students to a hybrid blended learning environment. So in their first 2 lessons, it was learning how to navigate the Google Drives and how to navigate online video tools. And they used to be like, Professor K, oh my gosh, this is so the work is due whether I'm in front of you or not, you know?
That's right.
And so what was so funny was that, ironic was that when we had to move to online learning completely this spring, my babies were like, oh, we're good. They were like, we know exactly what to do. They just kept it moving.
And think about how global teams work in the workforce. I mean, this is a global and connected society. And so the extent to which our students are comfortable with working remotely with one another, with self-narration, with communication skills, with the ability to problem solve without, having all the data and without being in a room. I mean, so this is just another avenue for us to prepare students for their future lives as professionals. And so that's just, again, another reason to love what I've been so blessed to be able to do.
I love it. And I love your approach to it, and just really thinking about like, what is there to gain from it. And there's so many things that we can look at this opportunity, this moment, as an opportunity to be able to help students and to help our faculty, to help alumni to sort of like level up, so that we're not running after the change, but we're meeting that change head on and then getting in front of it. And I think that is such an important role that you're playing as president, and the fact that you stepped into this knowing that you had some Lego pieces that potentially weren't going to fit, or some were missing, and you had to figure out how to put that back together. I really think it's super powerful. So I just want to thank you so much for hanging out with me a little bit today. This is such a pleasure. And if folks want to get more involved, whether as a major donor, in an advisory capacity, et cetera, and connect with the institution, what is the best way for folks to plug in right now?
Yeah, they should just go to our website at cookman.edu and do not hesitate to reach out to any of us there. We're excited about our Day of Giving on Monday. All the information is available on the website, and I hope they will find the opportunity to engage with us on a variety of fronts, not just financially, but coming to campus and supporting our students and our amazing faculty. So we will look forward to meeting lots of new stakeholders.
Absolutely, I'm excited about that. Well, friends, this has been such a great interview. You got a chance to look behind the curtain and understand what is happening to make the vision work. And so I hope that if you have not already invested in this institution, that right now, look right down below and make sure that you grab the link and you go and you give a gift to further the work of Bethune-Cookman University. It is fantastic. Dr. Chrite, thank you so much for sharing time and space with me.
My pleasure.
Today.
Thank you.
And we'll be talking real soon.
Best of luck to you. Stay safe.
Yes, absolutely.
Out there. Okay. All right.